In today's episode, I'll be giving my Survivor 47 tier list. So we will put all of these people onto a tier list with my explanations for who I like the best, who I like the least this season. So let's dive right into it.
Do something, man. People are questioning you. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay, yep, do that. Sure, guys. Stupid and dumb. Just an idiot. Get your shit together, son. Fuck it. I loved it.
Welcome to the Dub Cast.
Starting off the Survivor 47 tier list, we have our winner of the season, Rachel. To be honest, throughout the season, I liked Rachel, but she wasn't my favorite player. I had her in fantasy, so she helped me win some money in that terms. But that didn't mean, she was my favorite character ever. I thought she was just kind of an okay character, so I'm gonna put her in B tier. Solid. I'm not gonna think about we need Rachel back. It was fun to see her win, but wasn't my favorite from the season. Next is Annika. Annika only there for 4 or 5 episodes, but her exit was all time. I think she brought a lot of good personality to the show with her. I mean, her and Sam's back and forth, her and the girls on the Gada tribe thinking they can run the whole game, but then, it gets taken out from under her. I like her. I like her character, but I think she's better than Rachel. But I don't think I'm ready to put her on that A tier. Like she was just another fine character to me. Andy, one of the biggest characters of the season. Obviously had the amazing first tribal council or not or first tribal immunity challenge where he's just on the mat and says some crazy ass shit, survives all the way. I like Andy. I'm gonna put him A tier. He's not one of my favorites from this season, but he's a good player. Like I like Andy a lot, and I think he had a way with the camera to make you root for him. He was a rootable underdog, so I liked Andy. Put him in the A tier. Next, we have Sierra. I think I'm gonna put her behind Rachel. All those girls are the same to me. Like I like them all. I like Sierra, I like Rachel, I like Annika, but none of them were like, oh, that's one of my favorite people on the season. I think Sierra was just a good presence. She had some fun moments as well, but nothing really. I think she showed even less like character than Rachel and Annika. So I gotta put her below those two, but I still did like her enough to leave her in the B tier. Caroline, hot take. I like Caroline. I think, she was kind of under edited for what her game ability was. I feel like she was one of the better players in the season, but every time she spoke, it was like well thought out. She let you into what she was thinking strategically. I really do appreciate that. And I think the way she's always nice and positive and just felt like a good personality to have on the show. So I'm leaving her in the A tier. She was one of my more people I liked, or people I liked more throughout the season. So Caroline, you get to go on the A tier. Cut too soon. She should have been Rachel at Operation Italy, and then after that, Caroline might have won the game. Who knows? Saul. Saul's the people's champion. What a dude. I mean, he was a pretty chill guy, like just vibing out, crazy outfits, the whole deal. I'm gonna put Saul top of A tier. Actually, I'm gonna put Saul S tier. Saul's one of the goats of this season. Underedited to start as well, but when we learn more and more about him, I think 95% of the fan base was on his side in his rivalry against Rome. He has these tough turnarounds where they're able to vote out Keyshawn, and then he's able to save himself moving forward. He saves Rachel. Playing that off was cool. Just Saul's personality, like you can just tell Saul's somebody that you'd want to be friends with. So I like Saul. He's one of my favorites from the season. Next, we have Asia. Asia gone too soon, man. When she was announced on the show, I thought she could make it like a decent bit, but she did not make it far at all, unfortunately. That being said, I do still like Asia. I listen to her on Rob as a podcast, so she's got to go in the A tier. I think she's top A tier. Like she's just a good personality. She's fun. She was fun on the show when she was there. I mean, her and Rome's little rivalry just made the wrong decision not to be willing to vote out Saul, but it happens. Um, I hope to see Asia on more podcasts and maybe Survivor Season 50, even though that's probably not happening. Next, we have Teeny. Sorry, Teeny. You got to go to the bottom. Just actually, I'm gonna move her up to C. So Teeny's rivalry with Sam, I think that rubbed a lot of viewers the wrong way, me included. She explained it very eloquently at the final tribal council, so that was like, thank you for doing that because that made a lot of sense once you did that. But throughout the season, she's just kind of always in the wrong and always the Charlie Brown or whatever. But I'm putting her to the C tier because she had some good moments being drunk and just causing chaos, and kind of and her. Not to say it's entertaining to watch somebody be completely out of the game, but her the way she was like handling every vote or whatever, that was entertaining to see. So I'll leave her in the C tier. Tiana, Tiana didn't give me much, to be honest. I thought she'd do a lot better this season. She was kind of just there for the ride. I mean, that's like I've said before, Survivor is an edited show, so we don't see everything. So sometimes some people's character just doesn't shine through. Tiana, I'm sorry, I'm putting you behind Teeny. Like there really wasn't any. What's the memorable Tiana moment? I can't even think of any right now. So Tiana, sorry, you're at the bottom of the C. Keyshawn, I like Keyshawn. Kind like not really though. I think I'm gonna put Keyshawn above Tiana and D, like RC. He kind of was annoying at the beginning, and then he gets overconfident. Like I thought legitimately he might win the game that episode that he got kicked out, but he wasn't one of my favorite characters or one of my favorite players of the season. He was just kind of there with Tiana, kind of overconfident, killed the king, etc. From in my perspective, not a rootable character, so I'm leaving him in the middle of C. Next, we have John Lovett. I like John. I think we'll put him top of B. Obviously, only has one episode, but he's famous coming in. So with that, they just needed to show him as much as possible in the first episode. That being said, I did like his, back and forth with the Gata tribe. He realizes on the bottom that he's a little bit older. That was a funny little back and forth there. Obviously, has the dynamic relationship with Andy. Just a great speaker, obviously a speechwriter. So him on this show is good. I can't put him much higher than B though, just because he was only here for one episode. Next, we have TK. TK got to go D, bro. TK is somebody that I think we kind of forget about, but he was just not a good player at all. I mean, he's freaking out at Tiana for the smiling thing. Granted, he didn't know it was Tiana, but he just brought, kind of that bro vibe to the season. And we didn't, sometimes you need that this season. I feel like we didn't really need that. Him talking to Kyle, that was an annoying segment. He's only here for 2 episodes, so this is only an episode or a perception based off 2 edited episodes, But TK, I have no interest in seeing him again. Just kind of felt like somebody that was there to be like the strong guy, and then he gets voted out. I mean, his back and forth with Asia was cool, I guess, but he was one of my least favorite characters on the season. Next, we have Queen Genevieve. Genevieve got to go to the top of S tier. She's, I mean, she was maybe the most complicated awesome confessional givers throughout the season. It was hard to root for her because she's kind of that ice queen. But looking back on it, like Genevieve really provided a lot this season. I think without Genevieve, there's not a lot of intrigue in the season. Like she just randomly flips the vote on Saul because he voted out Rome, which we didn't even see her care about. She disappears. She's not even here for the first 3 episodes. Operation Italy, the fake idol. I like Genevieve a lot. She's got to be at the top of S. Should return for season 50. I think she'd do really well in a return. She brought a whole new dynamic talking about her how she wanted to be closed off in the game. I thought that was really interesting. So I'm putting Genevieve top S. Sue, I'll put Sue at the bottom of B. Sue was cool, but then she just disappears in the middle of the show. And when she talks, it's funny. Like the red paint stuff's funny, but she was just not there that much. So it's hard to be like, I really like Sue. She was, yeah. I mean, our third place finisher had the 59. I kicked all your asses. Like, congrats, Sue. But I don't know. I didn't vibe with Sue that much. Just kind of another person that was there, in my opinion. But I liked her enough to leave her in the B tier. Like, I'm not taking points away from her. Sam was one of my favorite characters from the show. Starting it off, I think we put him in bottom of the A tier or bottom of S tier. He was, first episode, like I think Sam is the most person like me on this cast, so maybe that's I have bias there admitting that, but I mean, he just felt like a great character. I really liked his final tribal performance. His glue guy analogy, it felt like he had a good shot to win throughout. He knew how to talk to the cameras, make things interesting. Obviously, pulls off Operation Italy. He's in on a lot of the late game moves, so I think him being in that end game, especially, is propping up a little bit. But I like Sam a lot. Seems like a very chill guy, and I don't think we're gonna see him back anytime soon. But I'm glad he was on this season. He added a lot to the season. He's in the S tier. Kyle. Kyle's going on the C tier. Uh, maybe even there. Yeah, I'm putting him there. Kyle is just a boring guy to me. He's like that guy who comes in of the season who doesn't really know as much as everyone else about the game, just wants to win immunity challenges, doesn't really have a lot of strategic prowess, and he almost Mike Holloway this season and just won every immunity before he could be voted out. Um, I still think the moment of him eating the chicken wings is really just like uncomfortable TV. I was never at any point in the season rooting for Kyle. I mean, he's a nice guy, but his exit was fine. But it was just like he kind of has that I'm a family guy and I just win challenges vibe. Like that's not really for me, so I'm leaving him at the bottom of C tier. Next, we have Rome. Um, in a different day, I would say maybe Rome's like a good character, whatever. You compare him versus Q. Rome is just more annoying though. Q I think is rootable. Q is my favorite character of last season. Rome I just did not like at all. He also spoiled the season, which ruined a lot of the online discourse. So Rome has to be at the bottom, in my opinion. There's just no way he was not going to be the bottom person on this tier list. But I am not looking forward to seeing Rome again. If we will see Rome again, he ruined the season. He spoiled the season. CBS. He should be sued. And yeah, besides that, he's very annoying throughout the game, kind of front running, trying to be, extra confident, whatever. Not for me. So Rome is going to be the bottom character on this whole entire tier list. Last person out, we have Gabe. I like Gabe. I think he brought a different perspective. He was kind of trying to be a villain in this age that doesn't really allow villains. I think I'm going to put him at the bottom of A tier. He he had this like kind of trying to be Russell, but like trying to be cool about it, and then he like was pretty overconfident, and that's just the downfall of a king. But he was playing the game pretty hard, man, and I liked his confessionals. He wasn't scared to shoot it straight. His alliance with Sue and his alliance with Caroline, like they ran that first early merge. Also they ran that blue tribe. So yeah, that's our tier list. Survivor season 47. In the S tier, we got Genevieve, who I didn't think was gonna be my favorite player coming into this, but this makes a lot of sense now. Genevieve, Sol, and Sam on the S tier. A tier, Asia, Andy, Caroline, and Gabe. B tier, we have John Lovett, Annika, Rachel, Sierra, and Sue. C tier, we got Teeny, Keyshawn, Tiana, and Kyle. D tier, we got TK and Rome. So where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? Who'd you guys move up? Who'd you guys move down? That's going to do it for Survivor Season 47. Wrapping up our Survivor Season 47 content. We'll have Survivor 50 Dreamcast. I need to do that at some point before that season cast drop. And then Survivor Season 50 cast reaction. Besides that, we'll be back for Season 48 of Survivor. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, be easy.